Did you know there was a simple habit you can make that would not only change the quality of your life, but also help you be financially independent and retire early?
Wow. Frugal living for early retirement is a life-changing shift that we made. In this video, we're going to show you exactly how we use it to retire early and continue using frugal living in our everyday lives.
So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button. Now let's get into mastering frugal living for early retirement.
Yes. Now, frugal living is one of the easiest ways to start using the principles of FIRE in order to reach financial independence and retire early.
Yeah, when we implemented frugal living for early retirement, we saw the impact of that decision right away. We went from living paycheck to paycheck to saving over 75% of our income.
Say that again, Nadia.
I said 75% of our income, and we did not feel it, okay?
Yep. Saving so much of our paychecks allowed us to then start investing our money in areas that generated passive income, okay? Focusing on passive income allowed us to become financially independent and retire early before the age of 40.
Before the age of 40. So what exactly is frugal living for early retirement? Frugal living for early retirement means focusing on value, not overpaying for things, and avoiding unnecessary purchases in the now so that you can use that money you save for your future happiness.
Yep, right. Now, frugal living is powerful, and it's a tool we want to share with you today.
Yep.
One way we did frugal living for early retirement was through house hacking.
Yep.
House hacking is when you live in a space but get others to help pay for it.
Not only did house hacking stop us from paying rent and solved our space issues at the same time because we live in New York City, we also use house hacking to generate a constant stream of passive income for ourselves.
We use the idea of frugal living to buy properties that give us the most bang for our buck and helped us become and focus on our financial independence goals.
Yep.
That's why we both bought multifamilies.
Yeah, we bought multifamilies because we wanted to use frugal living strategies as our guide. And buying multifamily houses that were priced on the lower end of the market helped us do that.
However, price is just one factor. The properties we chose also have to be located in areas that have a lot of amenities and conveniences that others find desirable.
Yeah, they just got to be these diamonds in the rough, okay? When you use house hacking, you live in one unit and you rent out the rest at the same time. That way you can own an investment property that you can also live in.
You heard that? You own an investment property that you live in and have others pay to live there for you, okay?
That's the dream.
Yep. Truthfully, you can find a multifamily for the same or similar price as a single family.
Yep.
However, with a multifamily, you can use house hacking to generate income and have someone else help pay for the mortgage. Or in Nadia's case, actually allow you to live in your house for free.
Yeah, since housing is the most likely biggest expense that you have, you can see how this type of frugal living arrangement can be used for early retirement. You're keeping your money in your pocket more and you can use it to invest in yourself, okay?
Yep.
We also follow the best bang for your buck strategy when it comes to other large purchases like cars and appliances. We buy high quality appliances and cars that will perform great but help us avoid headaches, okay? Now listen closely. I said high quality, not high price.
That's because life happens and the things you spend big money on are going to break down.
They're going to break down on
But
you.
if you practice frugal living and want to retire early, you keep these life happens events in the back of your mind when you buy large purchases to help you avoid those headaches down the line, okay?
Yep, when you're choosing between a large purchase, buy the one that will last the longest and doesn't cost that much to fix when it does break, okay? I'm looking at you guys with the fancy cars. Before you buy that car, find how much it costs to maintain that car for the routine maintenance, all right?
Those brakes on those BMWs get quite expensive,
Those brakes
guys.
are no joke.
You know, truthfully, for example, I recently purchased a refrigerator. Okay, of course I wanted the one that had the fancy ice machines, the one that had that little water dispenser, even the ones with the double doors.
They even got the ones with LCD screens on it. You can start writing notes to people.
I didn't see that one, but that would have been nice too. But what I ended up buying was one that was highly reviewed, but only had the basic features. Why? That's because the more add-ons that come with an appliance or a car, the more likely they will break down. And by the way, did you know, Nadia, that if you buy a bottom freezer, you're paying $600 or more instead of buying the one with the top freezer.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
You know I went with the top freezer one, right? Because not only did I save money picking the top freezer, I also don't have to worry about my kids trying to get ice cream every 5 seconds behind my back, okay? You see? Headache solved.
And I really don't want to feel bending down all the time to steal her ice cream.
That's
I can
true.
just grab her ice cream anytime.
She got back problems, not me.
All kidding aside, early retirement requires planning, and thinking about the long-term maintenance of large purchases is a way to use frugal living to help you achieve it. Okay? Question for you guys. What was something you bought that you regret paying and maintaining for now?
I know I got a lot of regrets.
Write it in the comments, okay?
Yep. You can also practice frugal living for early retirement when it comes to investing, okay? If you follow us for a while, you know that Nadia really likes Charles Schwab as a brokerage. I do. As a brokerage company, right? That's because Charles Schwab is great because you have access to a world-class brokerage company that also has its own index funds and ETFs without paying high fees.
Yeah, and additionally, Charles Schwab even has funds such as their total market index fund that they don't have a minimum amount required for you to start investing in it. By being frugal and choosing a brokerage company that has lots of options and little fees, you reach your retirement goals faster.
Yep. We also like Charles Schwab because of their Schwab stock slices, okay? Stock slices allow you to be frugal, but at the same time invest in high-quality companies for a small amount of money.
We like that high quality, low amount, all right? Stock slices is Charles Schwab's version of fractional shares. Fractional shares are fractions of a share. You can buy of a stock rather than purchasing one full share of a stock. For example, if you wanted to buy Target stock, but you didn't want to pay over $170 for just one share, you can buy a fraction of a share of Target for as little as $5. That's great, right?
Yep.
So if you like buying things at Target, now you can buy some of Target, right?
On top of that, you can use Schwab stock slices to create a dividend portfolio that pays you passive income, okay? If your dividend portfolio does well enough and you reinvest those dividends, you can actually retire and even retire early to live and only live off those dividends.
That's your money making money.
Yeah. Now, if you don't know what dividends are cash payments that companies give their investors just for holding the stock.
Yeah, they're a percentage of the profit a company makes that it gives back to their investors in the form of cash. Okay? Now, if you really want to be a frugal investor that wants to retire on your dividends, you can take the idea of stock slices a little further and invest in S&P 500 companies that increase their dividends every year.
Oh, I know. I hear you. I think I know where you're going, right? These S&P 500 companies that Nadia is referencing are actually called dividend aristocrats. These dividend companies actually increase their dividends every year, and they have to have done it for the last 25 years. Okay, that means that they pay their dividend investors and they pay more every year for at least the last 25 years.
Yeah, we really like dividend aristocrats. And later on in this video, we will tell you how you can learn more about them. Okay? Now, frugal living for early retirement doesn't only have to be reserved for long-term decisions. We actually practice frugal living on an almost everyday basis. One area we focus on is our eating habits, right?
Now, if you never thought about how much you spend on eating out and how just by lowering that number could help you retire early, it's time that you start thinking about it, okay? This was one of the lessons we both learned when we were young, single, and eating out, I would say at least, 5 days a week?
15 times a week. 5 days a week, 3 times a day, probably more. I was balling. We had recently decided, I didn't want to cook at all, right? We had recently decided to focus on budgeting and thought it would be a good idea to download our bank statements just to see how much money we had been spending on eating out when we were younger, right? When we did the calculations, it turned out we had spent over $1,200, and that was just in 1 month.
Oh, don't even remind me.
I mean, we were eating out almost every meal.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, you name it, you know. And all those, they might be small purchases on their own. When you start really adding them up, they begin to add up. Now, I want you to remember this. A small hole can sink a large ship, okay?
Yeah, when we realized how ridiculous our spending was on eating out and how it would force us to work longer in a place we had no desire to be in, we had to rein it in.
Rein it in.
We forced ourselves to change our habits and start committing to eating on a frugal budget.
We also practice frugal living when it comes to our family meals and shopping. We now cook about 6 or 7 times a week because we're parents and we got a lot of kids and we rarely eat out,
It's
right?
not fun to eat out with kids all the time.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
we have multiple children, like I said, and it really doesn't make sense to eat out very often with them. It could be a drawn-out, long experience.
Yep.
The food is not the best quality, and when you add up the cost of drinks and desserts, oh my goodness, the cost is skyrockets,
Yeah.
okay?
We learned that we can make better, higher quality meals for way less than we would pay on the outside.
Say that again.
I'm saying just because we don't spend money outside does not mean that we're not eating good inside, okay? Now, you may be thinking, yeah, but I bet your Frugal meals are like boring. You're just eating a bunch of rice and beans.
No. See, Nadia and I are foodies, and we could not give that up, all right?
Yep.
There's a difference of being frugal versus being cheap.
Yeah, we're not cheap.
Now, did you know, most times, but especially not with food. Now, did you know you could get a whole tenderloin from Costco or other supermarkets, that you can get at least 5 pieces of filet mignon from just one tenderloin, okay? All you have to do is buy one and learn how to cut it into different pieces and cook it up just by looking up videos you can find on YouTube, okay?
Yep.
It's simple, and you're getting filet mignon, all right?
Yeah, there have been times I've gotten a filet mignon for less than $30, been able to feed both our families.
Now you get the tenderloin.
The tenderloin for less than $30. Cut them up into a bunch of filet mignons and feed both of our families for less than it would have taken for me to buy McDonald's for all of us, all right?
Frugal living like this really does mean that we live by the saying, champagne tastes by spending bare money,
Yep.
okay?
We like the champagne taste, but we don't like spending champagne money, all right? Saving money on eating out and making high quality meals at home will help you enjoy frugal living and get you to retire much earlier. There's big wins here.
We hope that we have shown you that frugal is actually a good thing, and living like this is actually a good thing.
Yep.
And it can help you retire early. Being cheap can be seen as not a good quality, but living frugally can be seen as a strategy to getting the life that you want.
Yeah, remember that. Frugal is not cheap. Frugal is a strategy, okay? If you would like to learn more about how we were able to save 75% of our income, or how I'm able to live free, or even about the Dividend Aristocrats, check out our Financial Independence playlist and our Dividend Aristocrats videos that we have attached at the end of this video.
Yep. We hope that you found value in this video, and please share this with someone you love. Hit that like button and show these twins some love,
Yep.
and subscribe to our channel.
We'll see you guys in the next video.